Today's quick tip video is going to be all about using sketchbooks. I'm going to be explaining why they are important, how they made a huge difference in my own artistic journey, and I'm going to be providing you a few key tips to make the most out of one. So to begin, I want to remind you guys, and this is something that I often share in blog posts and YouTube videos, it's so important to embrace smaller studies and explorations. Quicker studies and explorations created several times a week are going to bring you much faster progress in terms of finding your own artistic style and voice and developing your cold artistic skills than only working on one larger, more polished piece every 5 months. And I know that for lots of people just getting started, I know this was a case for me, we tend to want to jump straight to the canvas or straight to the piece that is meant to be the finalized, polished piece, masterpiece that we want to show to everyone, right? And we really jump through the studying, the exploring different techniques, getting to know ourselves, getting to make mistakes in our sketchbooks, and we're only focusing on that finished piece, on the end product, as opposed to making time to enjoy the process or to make the time to break complex compositions apart that we really want to improve in and focus in on specific things that are really going to enhance our work and make it much more likely that when we really set out to complete a finalized piece, we're gonna be a lot more successful. We don't make time to break things apart. It was after having understood this idea and understanding and embracing that not every artwork is supposed to be a masterpiece or even completely finished, and after having embraced a sketchbook habit, that my artistic skills just really increased dramatically and I started making much more deeper progress in terms of finding my own artistic style and voice. When I was still working at my last regular, highly demanding full-time position, it was through taking my sketchbook to work and utilizing those small windows of time that I had available throughout the day to work on quick sketches or even little isolated studies with whatever painting medium I was trying to get to know, that I was able to stay consistent and keep making significant progress. All right, you guys, so I'm going to give you 5 reasons why keeping a sketchbook habit is so important. And then I'm going to give you 5 tips to make the most out of them. Reason number 1 is a sketchbook is a chronological record of your progress as an artist. So if you continue filling that sketchbook, you're going to be able to look back at the beginning pages and see all of the progress that you have made, which is so important. Reason number 2 is our sketchbooks keep our work protected. So a lot of us, when we're just getting started, we work on loose sheets of paper and then we lose our doodles, our sketches, whatever it is we were working on in the beginning, and that is so sad. Reason number 3 is sketchbooks are portable, especially the smaller sized ones. We're able to bring them along with us throughout our day and utilize those small windows of time that we have available to us to work on our art. Reason number 4 is they really provide a no pressure way to work on our art. So in our sketchbooks, we're able to make mistakes, we're able to explore to our heart's content. They are our own personal place to work. We don't really have to show it to anyone if we don't want to. Not to mention, we don't have to be afraid of wasting expensive supplies like canvases, watercolor paper, or expensive paint. Reason number 5 why sketchbooks are so important in our artistic journeys is because they remind us to keep going, to stay consistent. It can be so inspiring and motivating to see how we are filling up the pages of our sketchbooks. All right, moving on to 5 very quick tips so that you can make the most out of your sketchbooks. Tip number 1 is going to be to make sure that you're writing the current year somewhere inside the front or back cover of your sketchbook, or even the complete date in which you started working in it. Tip number 2 is going to be to get in the habit of carrying it with you on a daily basis. Tip number 3 is going to be to not be afraid of writing in your sketchbook. So if you start noticing possible areas of improvement, write it down so that you don't forget it. Or if you come across inspiring quotes or ideas throughout your day that could inspire future pieces, write them down in your sketchbook as well. Tip number 4 is going to be to make sure that you get a sketchbook that is actually intended for the type of supplies that you are intending to use in it. So if you are planning on using things like watercolors or inks, make sure that you are using a sketchbook that is intended for water soluble mediums. So give thought to the type of drawing and painting mediums that you're actually going to be using in it prior to buying one. And the fifth and final tip is going to be something that I always remind you guys of. Throw perfectionism out the window. Embrace imperfection. Perfection doesn't exist. Embrace irregularity and exploration, and don't be afraid of the blank page. Thank you so very much for watching today. Have a beautiful and inspiring weekend, and see you guys very, very soon.